So, Toy Story was a movie for kids back in the day. And it was about a boy who had a toy, and his name was Woody, and he was a cowboy. And he had a cowboy hat, he had the gun, he had the boots, the spurs, he had a drawstring in the back that said repetitious words. And over again, you could depend on him. Well, the boy received another toy, a new generation toy called Buzz Lightyear, and that worked off of batteries. So as the boy, got the new toy, and you typically put the old toy down and start playing with the new toy. And I relate that story to how women and men actually deal with each other. But because this book is for women, how women can view men sometimes. The bells and whistles. You run to the bells and whistles, but you forget the old faithful who's going to be there. And you've made choices in your life where if you look back on your dating history, there's always that one guy, that you said, man, he treated me right. And I wish I had got with him. Now that you have a large sample size of all the mistakes you've made, you can clearly see that now. So it's very important that we don't do the Toy Story in our life. And let me read you something from the book real quick concerning once Buzz Lightyear's batteries are dead and the bells and whistles are off, here's what typically happens. This is on page 17. What happens when Buzz Lightyear's batteries go dead and he can no longer produce the sounds and effects that made him appealing? He can no longer speak the words to infinity and beyond. He no longer has the laser sound and the laser light show that drew children to him in the first place. My middle son still has a Woody doll to this day. We don't exactly know what happened to Buzz Lightyear. In case you missed it, I want you to remember something important about the movie and my analogy. Please notice that as the boy grew up, Woody never stopped being Woody. He never stopped being who he was designed to be and never stopped loving the boy. It was the boy who changed and stopped loving Woody. And that's typically, ladies, sometimes that's typically what you can do in situations like this. You can go after the bells and whistles, the money, the prestige, what you think is what you want right now. But remember, the guy with the money, the prestige, and the popularity, a lot of other women want him too. And so you're in competition. And so don't think you're going to be the only one in his life. And when he moves on to someone else, you're going to look back at Woody and say, man, I messed up. I should have stayed with Woody. Because that was the guy for you. That was your husband. That was the father of your children. That was the guy who was going to make you happy. But you chose to go with the bells and whistles. Remember Toy Story. Don't be a toy in your own story.